While scrolling through Google Maps late one night, I accidentally zoomed way too far. I stumbled across a desert city in Peru with an oasis that seemed to defy logic. An oasis alive in the midst of endless sand dunes that go as far as the eye can see. This was Ica. But something pulled me in deeper. Could this be the city of the legendary sand people of Peru? Driven by my curiosity and wonder, I packed my bags and reached Ica, a place with an ancient history so captivating that I couldn't resist its pull. So if you've gotten this far in the video, go ahead and hit the like button, only so that YouTube does not hide this video. So I just arrived by bus in Ica, Peru. It was dark and cold. The unfamiliar streets have already begun to feel like a maze, and the anxiety, as would hit anyone, starting to creep in. My Airbnb has been confirmed, but I still need to get there. Luckily, I quickly found a taxi and for a brief moment thought that all my troubles were all solved. But then, as we drove deeper into the city, the driver seemed lost. He was constantly checking his GPS and looking around as if for some landmarks that just weren't there. To make matters worse, he asked me for my phone to double check the directions. I just froze. Just a week ago, my phone had been stolen after I had handed it over to a stranger. But now, I was in the back of a taxi at night, alone with everything I owned, and had no choice but to pass it to him. Nigga! But I felt tight about the situation, and as I watched this man step out of the taxi with my phone in his hands to ask strangers in the street, the thought of having to run this nigga down really crossed my mind a few times. I already have had people try me, and the thought of people thinking I'm less dangerous because the word American is written on my passport kind of had me at edge. Was he trustworthy? Was the setup? I couldn't tell. After what felt like an eternity, he returned, apologetic, but with a better sense of where to go. We finally made it to my Airbnb, thankfully, and I could finally freaking breathe again. To this spot. Just arriving, trying to make it do what it do. Yeah.
Dos noches, ¿no? Yes. Isca
Yeah. The night of my arrival in Ica, I set out to wander through the city and head to the Plaza de Armas. The capital city, also called Ica, dates to 1563, but its roots are far older, stretching back to ancient civilizations like the Paracas and Nazca. The central square. Historically, the term Plaza de Armas is used to denote the central square in a city or a fort where soldiers or troops would gather or train or be stationed. This term, Plaza de Armas, it really comes from medieval Spain. Spanish colonizers brought this concept to the Americas in the 16th and 17th centuries, including Ica, where it became the heart of civic, religious, and social life. I arrived expecting to see something mysterious amongst the sand dunes and desert heat of the city. That's not what I found. But nevertheless, as I walked through the vibrant streets of Ica, I became intrigued by the people and their activities. Like, what are they doing on this random day at this random hour in the evening? Right now I'm just walking around the city trying to see what's good. I think the city is a lot like your city.
Biblia católica romana dice, no llames padre a nadie en la tierra. La Biblia católica romana dice, no llames padre a nadie en la tierra, a nadie llámale padre en la tierra.
As the night deepened, my thought drifted to something even more profound, the hidden history lying just beneath the surface. I began reflecting on the legendary tales of ancient cities of gold like El Dorado. While it may, now I know, a grown man shouldn't really be entertained by fairy tales, but while this might seem naive to fantasize about being an adult, but it was the very fantasies that drove the Spanish explorers to Peru in the first place, seeking riches and uncovering the heart of the Incan Empire. They did find gold. After all, albeit through dramatic means like holding the Inca king for ransom, maybe he didn't have any gold at the time. maybe the fairy tales was all bullcrap and he was being sincere. I think if you grab a man and you make him hostage and you ask him for whatever you want, and maybe he might go through great lengths to go find them. Maybe that's the case. Then again, maybe it's not. Maybe in fact he actually did have gold because he was able to fill an entire room with treasures worth billions on today's market. Therefore, as I walked through Ica, I felt the allure of these ancient legends pulling at my curiosity. The wealth of Peru has been siphoned off for ages, with grave robbers getting richer and richer off of desert secrets. Now, technology like ground-penetrating radar and LiDAR is revolutionizing our understanding. Historically in Peru, major archaeological discoveries occurred at a rate of about 1 to 5 significant finds per year, but today, with LiDAR and GPR, they are uncovering thousands of new sites in just a decade. The scale is staggering. Recent LiDAR surveys revealed over 60,000 hidden structures in the Amazon, and they recently found in the desert the largest land mammal ever discovered. It was unearthed here in Peru, a creature lost to time. This massive find reignited questions about what other wonders lay behind, hidden in the sand. I was hooked. I had to see more. ¿Cuánto por Huaca China?
5 soles, maestro.
Vamos. The next day, I ventured into the dune. With each step, the tension mounted. What else could be waiting out here? Oh, fuck. Oh, but guess what? Not for the wicked heart. But I think we're moving now. I think we're having some movement. Standing on the ancient ground, I imagined the sand people walking these dunes centuries ago. Get that sun in there. So sexy. The walking ain't so sexy though, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all, whatever. Not even matter. Welcome to Huacachina. This trip to Ica is also a part of just my overall desire to go to Cusco, because I'm actually going in that direction. I don't know how long I'll be here, but I'm here for now, and I do know that I have planned to travel to Cusco. And unfortunately yesterday, a bus had crashed on the same route I'm intending to take, killed everyone on board.
Las autoridades locales de la región peruana de Ayacucho informaron el martes que la volcadura de un autobús interprovincial de pasajeros en una carretera local dejó al menos 26 muertos.
The news sent a wave of fear through me. What I'm thinking about is that as I'm here right now, I'm thinking that while I'm walking around and I'm walking about the freaking city, it might be smart for me to go ahead and check on a terminal to kind of see what does it take for me to get to Cusco. I asked a local friend for advice, and she told me to make sure to pick a bus with 2 drivers because to get to Cusco is a long ride through the Andes mountain range. And another local friend told me not to worry too much. Therefore, it just left me with a difficult choice. Should I heed the locals' advice on which bus company to take of that of my friend, or should I avoid the risk entirely and fly instead? Flying would mean safety, but it would also mean missing out on the raw immersive experience of traveling by road through Peru. The internal debate was really overwhelming. Was the adventure worth the danger? Could I really think to, like, of course I can live with myself, but could I live with myself myself if I avoided the risk but missed the experience. The question really lingered over me as I prepared to depart. I'm finna take this bus, but I just hope that this won't be my last update. At night, while exploring one evening, I called a taxi to take me to the city center. The ride really started out like any other, but things went far different than you'd expect when the driver casually offered me some company. Then he directed me to a website. My curiosity got the best of me, and I began scrolling through the pages. The further I went, the more I noticed something disturbing. The faces of these girls that I'd seen seemed younger and younger. Some were clearly underage. Therefore, what began as a simple taxi ride led to a difficult experience to describe, a difficult discovery. Beneath the surface of this beautiful country lay a dark secret. The more I dug, the more I uncovered evidence of a sharp rise in sex trafficking, particularly involving teenage girls. This wasn't just a random occurrence. It was a growing crisis in Peru. The knowledge chilled me to the bone. How could such an ancient and beautiful place be harboring something so sinister? I found news articles after news articles that spoke about the growth of these young girls being kidnapped. And not just here in Ica, not just here in Peru, but even over Bolivia. What can I do to help? If you guys have any ideas, drop something in the comments. This is a discussion that we'll speak about more later. If you've gotten this far, do not subscribe. That's right, do not subscribe. If you subscribe, type it in the comments, and I got a special message for you.